can send whole data at a time.
At a time. Yes, sir.
Fine. What is the major drawback with the strobe pulse? Strobe pulse. One
We
technique.
cannot confirm whether the data is reached or not, sir.
So no one will give the acknowledgement like whether the data is reached or not. So source and destination we will have. Source unit and the destination unit, 2 units we will have. So those 2 units, so either source or the destination will not give the proper acknowledgement. So to overcome that drawback, we are going with one more technique that we are calling it as an handshaking. Okay. So the major drawback with the strobe pulse. Here I have the screen. Before going to start the handshaking process, so what are the major drawbacks with the strobe method? So you can see on the screen, source initiated and the destination initiated. Those are the two techniques which we are using. And in the source initiated, so it will not give the proper acknowledgement after receiving the data. And in the same case, destination initiated also, it will do the same. So like we are in a confused state that whether they are receiving the data, the destination is receiving the data or not, we don't know. So to overcome that, again we are came up with one more process. It is an handshaking. Okay, so again the handshaking is divided into two. First one is the source initiated handshaking, and the next one is the destination initiated handshaking. The simple thing, so if you are going with the strobe, so the last class, source unit and the destination unit, the strobe signal is like request signal. The source is sending here. Can you please send the data? Okay. Or like I am sending the data, you accept the data, it is telling. Okay. So this one we know already. It is a strobe. Okay. Strobe source
Yes,
initiated.
sir. Yes,
And
sir.
here we have strobe destination initiated. Okay. So here the simple thing, if the destination unit tell us I received the data successfully, then it is finished, isn't it? If the destination tells the source I received the data successfully, then we are calling it as an handshaking procedure. So how it is giving the response back to the source, we'll see here. So are you able to see the screen? Source initiated transfer using handshaking.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so here we have the source
Yes, sir.
initiated and destination unit. Okay, here the source unit and destination unit, two things we have. So the source is sending the data bus and the data value to the destination. So it is in the case of source initiated. The strobe signal is not there. Okay, the strobe signal is not there. The source is giving the information to the destination. Data is ready. I am sending the data. Once the data is received successfully by the destination, it will inform the source data accepted. Are you clear? So there is no strobe signal, and whenever the source is ready to send the data to the destination, it is sending data bus along with the valid data. And once the destination received the data, it is sending the response back to the source, that is, I have received data successfully. Fine. And the timing diagram for this one is, once the data bus is ready, the source can be able to transfer the data. So yesterday I explained you about this. So whenever the strobe signal is activated, that means whenever the data is ready, so in between the valid interval, so it can consider whatever the data it is receiving, it will be as valid data. Okay, so the data valid, once the data bus is enabled, it can send the valid data to the destination. Once the data is accepted, that means after transmission, then the destination can inform the source, I have received the data successfully. So the data accepted signal will be coming back to the destination to the source. So which is explained in the form of the sequence diagram. So sequence diagram is nothing but, so which action we are going to perform first. So if you understand the diagram, then we can clearly understand the process. So if you take this diagram like source unit and destination unit 2 we have, so you can clearly see source unit is telling place data on the data bus. Okay, and enable data valid. And to whom it is telling? Destination it is telling. So the accept data from data bus and enable data accepted. Once it is done, the destination will tell disable data valid or invalid on data bus, and again the source unit is telling disable data accepted. So this process we are calling it as an handshaking. Source unit is telling I am placing data onto the data bus, enable date valid data. Okay, and the destination is ready to accept the data from data bus. Okay, and it should tell data accepted. Then once it is successfully transferred, then it should disable the data valid and it should disable the data accepted. Why it should disable? Because if we if it does not disable that data accepted, so there may be chance of receiving invalid data, some garbage data it will receive. So that's the reason it should disable data valid and it should disable the data accepted. Are you clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So here in the block diagram, source and destination unit, and we are enabling the data bus as well as data. Once the data is received successfully, destination unit is telling I received the data successfully. And the consent timing diagrams we have with data bus, data valid, and data accepted. Okay, and the entire process is represented in the form of the sequence diagram, and which unit is active and what type of actions they are going to perform is indicated in the form of sequence of events. Do you have any queries in this?
No, sir. No, sir.
Clear, right? So this is what
Yeah,
source
sir. Yes, sir.
initiated handshaking. Okay, source initiated handshaking process. And the next one is the destination initiated. That means who will start the data transmission?
Destination unit.
Destination unit can transfer the data.
No,
No,
sir.
it will just receive the data.
It will just receive the data. So again the signal
Yes,
is
sir.
from where?
Source unit.
So
Yeah. So again the same signal is from the source unit we can
source
expect.
signal. Yes, sir.
So are you able to see data bus? So the source unit is telling. Now the sequence diagram, if you understand, then it will be easy for you to understand the source initiated and the destination initiated. Okay, you see, same two signals are same. So the first one is the data bus and second one is the data valid. So again, the destination is telling ready for data. Previously, what we have? Third signal. Previously,
Yes,
we
sir.
have data accepted. Now, what it is telling? Ready for data. Okay,
Yes, sir.
previously it
Yes,
is
sir.
data accepted. Now we have ready for data. That means, so it is ready for taking the next data from the source unit. That is the meaning. As it is initiating, so it is asking the source, send the data, isn't it? As it is initiated by the destination, it is asking source, send the data. So now it should tell ready for data, means next data also you send. It is telling. That is the handshaking process. So don't get confused with the source initiated and the destination initiated. Always the data transmission will be starting from the source unit to the destination unit. So we are in conception that the destination unit will send first two signals, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But here the source unit only will initiate the data transmission, data bus and the data valid. So in previous case, the signal lines are same. There is no change. But the wording which we are using will be different. Their data accepted and here ready for the next data. So the consent timing diagrams you can see. First we are dealing with the ready for data. Why we are drawing ready for data? Because the destination is ready to receive the data from the source. It is the process of the destination initiated transfer. Fine. So that's what ready for data is the first timing signal. Then we know. So the valid data signal will be enabled and during that time the data bus can send the valid data. Isn't it? So now you see the sequence diagram. The sequence diagram is having source unit and the destination unit. So are you able to understand the sequence diagram? Who is starting the
Yes, sir.
first? Who is starting? Who is starting the process?
Destination unit, sir.
Yeah, destination unit. What it is telling the destination unit? I am ready
That
to
it is
accept the
ready to
data.
accept the data.
Enable ready for data. Okay, to whom it is telling? Source unit it is telling. So once it is ready, then the source unit can place data onto the data bus, valid data. and the destination unit can receive the valid data from the source unit, and it will disable the data valid, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And again, it is sending the request to the destination unit. Are you ready to accept the data? Isn't it? It should tell again, are you ready to accept data? Why? Because two signals, first it is only issuing source unit. That's the reason we have here one more line to the source unit to the destination unit. Okay, previously which is not there. We have like uh, ended the process there itself. Now you can see the source unit and the destination unit. Here destination unit is sending the request to the source unit, place the data onto the data bus. Once it is done, it will accept the data. Source, the destination will accept data from the source unit. Once it is done, the data bus will be invalidated. Okay, are you clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Then did we address the error whatever we have faced in the strobe pulse?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So now we can transfer the data between the source and destination with the proper acknowledgements.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So now it is telling like, uh, I received the data successfully. If you have any data, you can send me by enabling the data bus, isn't it? So this is the one of the major issue which we have faced in the strobe pulse. So the issue is addressed with the help of the handshaking procedure. The simply handshaking is the giving acknowledgement to the source unit by the destination unit in the two cases, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And it is a one of the important question, so which you can expect in the final exam. So the asynchronous data transmission. Okay, so asynchronous data transmission. So if you get this question, you need to explain what is asynchronous data transmission and what are the different types of techniques we are going to use in asynchronous data transmission. Okay, and what are the drawbacks with the strobe pulse? Fine, and how we are addressing all those drawbacks in the handshaking procedure. And what is the handshaking? And you can expect 2 marks questions from the handshaking procedure. What is handshaking? And what are the different types of handshaking procedures are there? So these are the possible questions which you can expect from this concept. Very clear?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You have any queries?
No, sir. No, sir.
Fine. Shall I go to the next concept?
Yeah, sir. Yes, sir.